Obviously, this is a very labor-intensive ordeal for us. Overnight, we did have the helicopter out with the FLIR. We didn't see anything. My major case detectives are running down any leads we're getting. But what I would like to get out to the public is that we have this app available to us. It's a free app. It's called Map My Track. And if you download that app and you do any searching on your own, if you go to a park and look around, because again, we don't know what happened to JJ, and God forbid something bad happened to him, if somebody does happen to find some evidence or anything, they can do that Map My Track and email it to the Hernando County Sheriff's Office at FindJJ, FINDJJ at hernandosheriff.org, and they can email that track to us and let us know where they've searched, if they've searched their own property or they've gone to parks or trails in the forest, and can let us know that they've been there and haven't seen anything. That will be a great investigative tool for us as we expand the search out. We can avoid those places that have already been searched and try to focus on those that have not been searched. Right now we're asking our volunteers, because we have so many people searching, law enforcement searching. We're asking our volunteers that are coming here to hand out these flyers to businesses in the Hernando County area and get those out just in case somebody has not seen a picture of JJ and isn't aware that he might be missing. We do have leads that have come in overnight, not a whole lot of them, but fortunately they're probably going to be pretty easy to track down and check video to see if the child that was seen was in fact JJ or had any appearance of JJ. We're waiting for several dive teams to come as we speak. As soon as it gets a little lighter, we have a few, at least one cadaver dog from Pasco County that we've used to look in over some of the ponds to see if we can again narrow down the search. But I've got to tell you, we are not ruling anything out. We don't have any indication as of a few minutes ago of any foul play. But of course that could change at a moment's notice, and of course if we find anything we will update you as soon as possible. I don't think I can answer a whole lot of questions, but I'll be happy to take a couple.
FTC is here, Florida Department of Corrections. Is it pretty typical that they are part of one of these searches?
Yeah, Florida Department of Corrections, listen, when there's a 2-year-old missing, everybody comes out, and Florida Department of Corrections, they actually have several bloodhounds that they use for tracking escapees that work great in this situation. Tracking and finding a missing child. They also have actual officers that are out here helping us with the grid search. As I said, Florida Department of Law Enforcement. We even have and one of the biggest reasons we want to use law enforcement in the general vicinity of where the child actually went missing is we have some technology coming in from the U.S. Marshal Service, and we want to be able to get people out of the area as quick at a moment's notice so that we can check it with some of that technology and then get the searchers back in. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with volunteers, it's a lot harder to keep track of them, and that's why we're going to use this application and email it to us, so as the next hours and days go on, we're going to know where people have looked, even on their own. And even if somebody does their own property, if they have a large piece of property and want to email us where they've actually searched on their own property, particularly if it's in this area, we would certainly appreciate that.
Sheriff, talk to us about this turnout. This is a large community effort we're seeing out here this morning.
Again, when you have a 2-year-old, you can't help but think of your own child or your own grandchild or your niece or your nephew, and people want to help. And we certainly appreciate that. We don't want to discourage that, but we also don't want that help to interfere with what we're able to do, with the dogs and FLIR and different type of technology. But yeah, it's heartwarming to say the least. It really is.
You're asking people for background checks. Can you talk about why you want to have background?
Yeah. We like to make sure, because we may send 2 or 3 people out at the same time together, and you may not know the person you're searching with, so we want to at least do a little bit of effort to make sure that if we're sending you to search with another person, the person's not wanted or doesn't have a major criminal history.
Sheriff, what is it where he may have the path that he may have taken?
No, we've been again, the dogs have given us a little bit of indication, but it's certainly nothing that we're banking on. And unfortunately, the last time he was seen was about at least 20 minutes, and all these timetables are obviously very up for change as we get more information. But the last time he was seen, we believe, was about 10:40. The mother discovered him missing. What she says is 11 o'clock, but didn't call us until 12 o'clock. So we're talking probably at least an hour and a half from the time he was discovered, last seen rather, till we were called. So it's given us it's a challenge, to say the least.
Sheriff, what has your communication thus far been like with his mom and with his family?
What's that now?
What has your communication been like thus far with his
Well,
mom and family?
they've been cooperative so far. Everything, we have no indication again that we have any special concerns. But again, we don't rule anything out. We certainly don't want to jump to any conclusions. We try to follow the hottest leads first, and then just keep chugging through those leads as they come in. So again, if anybody sees anything that they thought was unusual, or if they have any family member that's acting unusual, particularly somebody that might have been in this area that doesn't have their whereabouts accounted for around noontime or a little before noon yesterday, give us a call. We'd like to come talk to them and rule them out as a suspect, because right now we certainly are not turning away any help we can get. So.
Are his parents out here involved in the search at all?
I'm sorry?
Are his parents out here involved?
The parents are staying near the command post, and we're talking to them on a very regular basis. So.
You said this was a tough area to search because it's heavily wooded. Talk to us kind of about that and what it's like out there.
Well, it's a rural area, a lot of fence lines, a lot of animals. There's cattle and donkey. There's a donkey real close to the house, and so that makes it a challenge to just. It's not like walking through a veterans park looking for somebody. It's a very difficult place to search. It's also, we find it a little difficult that JJ would have went too far because again he's less than 3 years old, and the information we have is that he was barefoot. So even if he's used to being outside, he's probably not going to go a great distance. But we're not assuming anything. So, all right. Thank you all. If you could get the email out, find JJ at hernandosheriff.org and get out that app, Map My Tracks. And it should come up as the first one when you search it in your Play Store. So thank you all very much.